practices of almost all of the clouds and all of the things related to Salesforce. We specialize, and that is why we specialize into multi-cloud and cross-cloud implementations of Salesforce. We are also an approved ISV partner, app exchange partner, cloud reseller partner, and Agentforce implementation partner, which is Agentforce implementation partner. We are amongst the group. We're amongst the top 100 partners that got selected or became Agentforce partnerships with Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft ServiceNow, and Intex. These are some stats that you can look into. I'm Shrey. I'm CEO at Cyntexa, and here I have Vishwajit. Welcome back, Vishwajit.
Hello.
Today's agenda is going to look something like this: 2025, the year of agents. We're going to talk about what exactly you're going to, how exactly the agents or the agent force is evolving or has evolved, and what transformation we have already seen, and what is more to be seen yet. And then comes the second point, seeing agent force through the right lens. We're going to talk about the different. So see, agent force or agents are not the same for everybody. It completely depends on to the profile or the job role that they are working into. So we're going to talk about how to look at agent force, from what perspective or from what lens you should look at agent force, depending on to the different job profiles that you might be working into, and and how to, and do different stuff related to that. I'll get to the point when this comes. Then comes what you won't hear on the stage. We're going to talk about some unfiltered conversations or unfiltered things that you might not hear onto the stage, but we are going to disclose that right here in this webinar. Then comes spotting the right opportunities for your business. So of course, we're going to talk about something about that. And then the roadmap to starting strong with Agentforce. I'm going to tell you a very easy, practical roadmap with the help of which you can start strong with Agentforce. Then comes your post-Dreamforce action plan. What you should follow post-Dreamforce in order to get the best out of this, best out of Dreamforce as well as Agentforce. And then we're going to start with the Q&A session in which you can ask any questions that you have related to Agentforce or anything related to Salesforce over here, or anything related to anything for that matter. We'll be happy to answer. Now let's start with the year of AI agents. So AI agents in 2024 are not just chatbots or assistants anymore. They are systems that can set a goal, adapt accordingly, and make sure to perform that action in a way that it is supposed to be executed. To understand more on that technically, I would request Vishwajit to throw some light on it.
Yeah, definitely. So if I talk about AI agents, so as you have described well, like once you give it a goal, they actually, create a plan for it, how to achieve that goal. Then they start executing onto it. And while executing, if they identify like this is not working out, this plan is not working out, they adapt and they create a newer plan in order to achieve that. That is how they are working. They are not just AI assistants like helping us in certain things itself only. They're agents that are kind of defining the plan and then changing it while executing onto it itself only. And they use various tools, which is basically API calls or various methods. If you want to take data or fetch data from some other platforms itself only, they are utilizing that. And then they are maintaining a memory as well. Like, okay, we had discussed this, the user has specified like he needs details of Acme Corporation, and when you say account, it also knows like, okay, yeah, this is something that is asking for, and then they are able to respond to that itself only, and then they can work autonomously and semi-autonomously as well. So this is how the AI agents are, and they are evolving very fast. You would be seeing a whole lot of development in that area itself only.
In the coming months, or in the coming quarters, or in the coming years?
Coming months.
All right. So what does it mean into the Salesforce ecosystem? As Mark has said, that this is the third great wave of AI after mobile and cloud. Agentforce, of course, is going to be the centerpiece of it. Enterprises now want to move from co-pilots, and they want real ROI, governance, and trust onto the AI agents that they're deploying, or onto the AI strategies that they're looking for. And here are some stats onto the same as well. 119% growth in agents created and deployed, 12,500 deals closed, and 6,000 deals paid off, and 1.2 billion, data cloud plus AI ARR, which is up by 120% year over year. So these stats like showcase that there's a huge traction that is moving towards Agentforce, and it's only going to grow with time,
Yes.
right? And here are the companies or here are the logos which already, or here are the brands that already trust Agentforce as their AI partner into this evolution. So there's Indeed, Prudential, Panasonic, PepsiCo, and a lot more.
F1. Yeah.
F1, of course. So what's different now? I mean, what's exactly?
So that's the question that we are also hearing from a lot of our customers. Like, what's changed? Like,
Hmm.
Agentforce was there as well. Now it's here as well. In this Dreamforce as well, they are focusing heavily on that. So what is it that has changed? So if you look at it, Agentforce has evolved a lot. They have added observability. They have added interoperability. Basically, you are not limited to Salesforce itself only. You can use from other platforms itself. Like you can connect it to your ERP or your warehouse management system or some other systems itself only, and you don't need to bring the data inside Salesforce and then be able to utilize it. You can simply connect it via MCPs and you are able to utilize that. If you talk about observability, that is something a lot of customers were asking for. When I say asking for, like they were saying like, how do we track how much it is going to cost me? How do I track the latency, like in how much time it will be giving me response if I give it certain particular task itself only? That is something that they resolved with Command Center, which they released earlier this year in May itself only. And then they have added governance. So Einstein Trust Layer was always there when it was called as Einstein Copilot. It was always there, but now they have added more to it. They have, in fact, announced Agentforce privacy FAQs as well, where they are defining like how we are going to, handle your data internally. What is it that we are going to utilize for masking? So things like that they have defined as well. So that is something which is giving trust and to your to the customers itself only. And then they have added evaluation as well. So if you have been following the AI trend, you may have heard like Anthropic is saying our AI model is best in STEM and coding and Agentic, or OpenAI is saying this or that. So how they are tracking that? They are tracking it via benchmarks. So they have various benchmarks. But for enterprise use cases, for enterprise AI use cases, we did not had any such benchmark. So Salesforce have created that benchmark itself only, which they are calling as CRM Arena Pro, and that particular benchmark is allowing businesses to be able to view how the AI is performing, and they are able to compare it with other platforms as well, and they are able to compare it with how it was performing last year and how it's performing this year. What's the improvement that they can see? And then we are also seeing agent exchange as well, where which is kind of app exchange but for AI. So you can simply go over there and start utilizing agents which are pre-built and listed. You can simply start utilizing them there itself only.
All right. So now let's talk about the Agentforce through the right lens. As I said earlier in the agenda, that for different personas or for different job profiles, Agentforce meaning, Agentforce implementation, and its usability is going to be different. So now we are going to look at different personas. Of course, there are a lot of
Yeah.
them. We are not going to look into each one of them, but at least the major ones, or at least few of them. And we're going to understand like what people into these personas should look for, what questions they should ask while they are into Dreamforce, to the team that is actually executing, or that is actually building the product, or that is actually evolving the journey of the product, and what KPIs to measure, or what KPIs to look for, or to what KPIs to consider while evaluating Agentforce as their partner.
So if we look at, like for a CIO or a CTO, a CIO or CTO should be focusing on like how Agentforce, can be used. What are the command centers? Like, how. So like if I am a CIO or if I am a CTO, if I am executing on how we would be utilizing agents, how we would be deploying it. So I would be networking and I would be connecting with people and asking them this question like, what are your views on command center? How do you see it's going to help us out? Do you see any use cases where you see it's not delivering on the things that it should be delivering on? Things like that you should be discussing. So you are getting more clarity. You are having the complete vision. And Dreamforce is the place where you will get all type of big brains and the actual person who are actually working onto
Building
it,
it.
who are actually building it. So you can ask those questions, and then you can ask, like, what does MCP catalog look like? How they can be, enhanced, how they are being utilized. What is multi-agent orchestration is going to look like? Things like that you can ask. And then you can ask, in-depth questions like, okay, if command center is there and command center is giving me the latency, it's allowing me to see what happened and what went wrong in that use case itself only. So how it is capturing that? As a CIO, as CTO, you need to know, like, what is the internal working of it, not the nitty gritties, but at least at the high level, you want that information so that you can actually rely on, okay, yeah, I can rely on this metrics, and you can use it in the KPI itself only. Okay, so for defect detection, like, I can rely on command center because it is using this. Okay, yeah, okay, these are covering all the things that I wanted to ensure, things like that. And then you can also, have KPIs, like if I want to integrate MCP, which is going to allow me to integrate other platforms to the AI, to our Agentforce itself only. So yeah, I think I can do that with 3 days itself only, or maybe into couple of weeks itself only. If you're having that discussion with the individuals, you will be able to make those decisions itself only. And then you can also, look at the number of workflows that needs to be validated in shadow mode before making them live. So you can, ask those questions as well, and you can get better understanding. From a CISO perspective, somebody who is, concerned about security, you should be asking, like, what is the Einstein trust layer looks like? How do you guys handle the masking? How often do you mask the data? Is it always masked? What is the masking mechanism that you are utilizing? So you can get the clarity and the, confidence, like the regulations and the compliance needs are being met, and you are not going to be having a lawsuit filed against you because of certain things. So you want that. So as a CISO, you should be asking that, and then you should be preparing my KPIs, like, okay, if I'm going to implement it, these are the KPIs I will be tracking on to ensure, like, whether the platform is being implemented correctly and whether it's working in the way where it should be working. So you can move in that direction. So things like that we have defined in the personas, where, we have what to look for, the questions to ask, and the KPIs as well.
And in this table, we have not just done it for like CIO, CTO, or CISO. We've done it for CFO, COO, VP of service or contact center, CRO, admins, architects, SIs, and ISV partners. So like this table is created so that you do not ask vague or not so important questions, but to build the right POV or point of view. This is more of a Gen Z
Yeah.
thing. Okay. So that you build a profile based POV or point of view,
Yeah.
to perceive the new era of Agentforce by asking the right questions and building the right, of course, POV.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. And if we're not going to discuss each one of the persona over here, if you are interested into knowing about what your profile should be looking for, then make sure to download the like PPT deck or this webinar deck using the link that we're going to post down in the descriptions or in the comments if you're watching it through the live. So make sure to get it and like get the right understanding or get the right POV to understand how the evolution or how the new era of Agentforce is going to look like,
Yes.
right? And ask the right questions. So that helps you ask the right questions. All right, let's talk about Agentforce voice agents. Okay, Agentforce voice agents uses large language models and speech AI to converse with your customers like a trained rep. And not only that, it also has the capability to take actions inside Salesforce, uh, which just transforms the way how your contact centers and how your support, I mean, customer support or care center is being taken, contact center is being taken care of, right? And that's a new thing that is coming up.
Yep.
And how we have developed a prototype for the same is we have used like Twilio CTI to integrate it with our call center.
Yeah.
And then we have used VAPI to like communicate between the two, and then from VAPI we have used a middleware that is connecting the Salesforce Agentforce with the VAPI so that the communication happens the right way. And through Salesforce Agentforce we can use Salesforce flows, like with the help of which we can take actions inside Salesforce as well. And that's exactly how the communication is happening, which is of course enabling the agent.
Enabling the businesses to, leverage voice capabilities with AI itself only. And this is one of the use case where we have used it, and we used it when Agentforce was, announced very early on. I would say when it was launched last year. So we did this kind of implementation in the month of October. So it's almost been a year itself only. And we are going to see a lot of development around this area itself only. We would be seeing some, I would say, strong announcements toward this approach, because multimodal is something that everybody is going to look forward for. And maybe next year, maybe a year down the line, maybe in 2027, we will be talking about how we will be using video AI agents in our scenarios.
I was hoping for that to come. But might be a probability. We did not expected voice agents to be a reality this soon. Of course, this was supposed to be a reality, but not at least this soon.
If you look at it from the past 5 years, yeah.
5 years? Forget about 5 years. An year is
Things have changed a lot.
things not changed, like completely transformed.
We are getting vibe coding in Salesforce as well. Salesforce is launching that.
But that's for another video and another
Yeah.
webinar.
I think let's stick to
Let's stick to the topic for today. That's MCP and A2A in Salesforce, Model
Yeah.
Context Protocol. What exactly is this?
So yeah, MCP is basically like okay. So if you are using any of the laptop, you would be having Type C Thunderbolt port, using which you can connect your USB, your HDMI.
You do not connect your USB through that. You connect Type C only.
Yeah, I connect Type C and then I connect my USB dongles to
With the
that.
connector.
Yeah, with the connector itself only. So MCP is like that for AI. You can connect various platforms, various tools to the AI itself only. So MCP was announced by Anthropic, and they have defined a standard, I would say, framework using which you can connect all of these platforms. So now you don't have to bring in the data of ERP, or don't have to integrate ERP into Salesforce if you want Agentforce to leverage all of those capabilities. What you can do is you can simply have an MCP, link it or connect it to the Agentforce, and then expose all the platforms you want to expose via tools. And MuleSoft allows you to do that. MuleSoft becomes the bridge. So MuleSoft was always a great tool for integrating any type of platform with your Salesforce or with any other platform itself only. With MuleSoft and MCP, what you can do is you can have the API integrations done inside MuleSoft, and then you can expose them via MCP to your AI, whether you are using it in Agentforce or somewhere else. So that is kind of opening up gates for all different type of use cases and scenarios, and that too with a reliable platform which is delivering consistent results to you. So that is what MCP is. And then we have A2A, so agent to agent protocol. So this was I guess released March of this year itself only by Google. I don't remember the exact time, but using that you can have an AI agent talk to another AI agent, and then they can work collaboratively. Like a CRM agent can talk to ERP agent or can talk to a warehouse agent, and they can work collaboratively. You give a task to the CRM agent, and the CRM agent, while executing it, while creating the plan, will go to the ERP agent and then start doing things accordingly in order to get the result for you. So that is possible with agent to agent protocol, where we have cross agent intelligence. It is vendor agnostic. You don't need to worry about, we need the data to be on the same platform. You don't need to worry about all of this. And the workflow continuity is there. Like, you reduce silos by having that. Then we have Agentic maturity model.
Which started with basically information retrieval.
Yeah.
So agents were nothing like this. I mean, AI or agents were nothing more than just your information retrieval tools, right?
Yeah.
But now that has transformed into literally something else. Level 2 came as simple orchestration, say single domain, then complex orchestration, multiple domain, and then multi-agent orchestration. And this, I don't know where it's going to go.
It's going to, yeah, I'm also not sure. It's going somewhere great. So, with simple orchestration, single domain, you used to simply give it a task like, give me contacts for Acme Corporation who are from Japan. That was that. With complex orchestration, multiple domain, it was like, give me the contacts from Acme Corporation who are from Japan, who had opened up a case and which has been open for the past 7 days. So that is also, getting the data from multiple domains itself only and providing a response to you. With multi-agent orchestration, what you can do is you can simply say to it like, you can get the data from ERP and book an inventory for 50 products for this particular Acme Corporation. So things like that you can do. So things are really looking good for AI.
Not just good, but like very Scary. All right, let's talk about EGI, Enterprise General Intelligence.
So enterprise general intelligence is, something that Salesforce is relying on heavily, where they are looking at, we are not going to provide you a reliable AI itself only, which is not just intelligence, but, which is working way beyond that. It is not simply providing answers to you. It is not something, where you give it a goal. It starts executing on it by planning it, by, working towards it. But it is actually, pivoting its strategy while executing onto it. If this is not delivering the result, I will pivot it to something else. If it is not delivering results, then I will pivot to something else. It can do calls to various platforms. It can use different data from different scenarios, and then it is going to provide a reliable output to you which you can trust. And it is, helping you helping the enterprise provide a reliable and consistent results for them, so that they can actually start using AI at scale.
Okay, and then comes the capability and consistency matrix.
So, yeah.
In this, there are two parameters. One is the capability of the agent or the AI that you're using, and then comes the consistency. What that means is that whether the agent or the AI is able to perform tasks which are of a which requires higher capability or which requires low capability. So these are the two categorizations. But then comes high consistency or low consistency, which are another which are another parameters, and which are the more important parameters according to me, because what happens in enterprises with so much of noisy data, that the consistency to provide the right result is very low, depending on to the capability of the agent or the AI that we're trying to use. So we can categorize different AIs or different agents into this capability and consistency matrix in such a way that anything that produces low consistency and of course is of a low capability is something like the generalist,
Yeah.
that we can call them, right? Then comes something that has high capability but like provides the results with low consistency. So then we can call them as prodigies, right?
Yeah.
And then comes low capability and high consistency. That's the workhorse. I mean, they do not have the like great capability, but they are very consistent with the kind of work. So these are typically the agents or the AIs which do one specific job or couple of specific jobs described in a particular way very well with high consistency. But if you ask them to do something else or something, like if you tweak something into it, I don't think they'll be able to perform onto the same. But then comes the champion, of course, which has high capability and at the same point of time provides the results that are expected from them at high consistency, and we call them as champions. So I think that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right, what you won't hear on the stage. So now the unfiltered conversation begins. Number one is, first of all, let's talk about the hidden realities of Agentforce adoption. The number one is integration and data contracts. So
So what that means is, the reasons why you would see, Agentforce is not working out well or it's failing, because they don't have the right data. They don't have the clean data that they can use. They don't have the platform integrated with the right sources itself only. So they are not able to, utilize the right things itself only. And that is the reason why, the Agentforce is not working out for them. It's not delivering results for them. And we can you resolve it with MuleSoft or Data Cloud or various other ways. Like these are just some of them. Then we have ROI uncertainty, because you haven't mapped out the output to the value itself only, like how much you're investing and how much you're going to get out from it. So you haven't defined that. So that is going to increase a lot of cost, and it might be the situation where we have seen with certain organizations that were doing it, the AI is costing them more as the individuals who are doing the work for them was costing them. So that happens if you're not keeping a track of it.
and is also not producing the results the way the humans
Yeah.
were.
And then we have scaling pressures, with the scale that you have to keep in consideration. You need to make sure the way you have built it, the way you have configured the agent,
Or designed the agent.
you are not exhausting the limits itself only, your governor limits, your API limits, your third party platform API limits itself only, the data storage. So you need to consider that as well. That is also something that is causing a lot of problem, and people and enterprises does not look at it in that sense, and that kind of creates a mess. So you can look at it and it will really help you out a lot. Design for scale, from the moment you start planning it out. And then the last piece is the governance, governance and compliance. So if you are not keeping that as well into your solutioning, then what will end up happening is the solution that you have built is working, but it's not compliant, and you're opening up or you're leaving a gap where you can get millions and millions of dollars of lawsuit towards you. So yeah, you should work toward that. So you should always keep that in mind, like you are having governance. Even with Einstein trust layer, you also need to take certain steps like guardrails and defining instructions to make sure whatever you are defining, the access controls that you are providing is not exposing the wrong data to the wrong individual itself only. So you need to ensure that as well. So these are the four things that you won't be hearing on stage or anywhere, but this is something that you need to
Very
keep a look.
important that you need to look into. All right, spotting the right opportunities for your business. What is the opportunity radar?
So the first is value first. You need to see what is the KPI impact is going to be. And the second was is process maturity. Whether the thing that we want to do is well documented, very well, repeatable, then only AI will be able to help you out. You yourself are not sure we would need to do this or do that, then AI will not be able to help you out in that. Then you need to make sure the data strength, like as I mentioned earlier, a single source of truth, a single place where you can rely on this data is true and we can act on it. Whether it's on two platforms, that's up to you, but you need that source defined at least. And then actionability, you need tangible actions that AI agents can take. It should not be something that you're saying it will do this, it will do that. You need tangible actions that it can take. And lastly, you need to understand human partnership. You need to keep in mind that we should be keeping human in loop if there are certain scenarios involving some critical data or some use cases where a human should be there. You should be considering that itself only.
At least right now.
At least right now, yeah. And then we have a readiness scorecard. So if you do not know who is going to own the AI workflow or the AI use case, you should not be implementing it. If you have it sorted, go ahead. And the second one is KPI. You need to have the right KPI metrics, which will allow you to see whether AI is performing the way it should be or not. If you have that figured out, then go for it. If not, then you should not be investing your money into it, because you would not be able to see how well it is performing for you and whether it's working out or not. Then you need to make sure where the data is relying and whether we will be able to use it or not. So you need to make sure of that. If you have that sorted, it's a go, else it's a no go. Then we have to actually team want it to be automated. You should not be automating the things which is something that they are not looking to automate and you are wasting your time. So you need to
But
keep
that's
that.
a very critical question to answer. Do teams want this automated? I mean, a lot of teams would not want things to be automated, but that can be automated and can save a lot of time and a lot of their effort. But they do not want to save that because they're worried or concerned about what are they going to do if this job is going to get automated. So please help us figure out how to solve that problem.
So that's a great question. And the only way to is identify how you can remove that friction, how you can empower them. Like if this happens, you can do these things and it's going to help you move up the ladder or move towards something new. So you need to work towards that. We are helping out a lot of organizations in that as well, because that happens. It's a
And how we are doing so is something that we're going to talk about next in this
yeah.
webinar only. So,
And the last one is, can we launch smoothly? Like, are there compliance and governance things where we need to take approval from the regulatory team, or maybe making sure like we have the compliances or not? So you need to work towards that as well. If you don't have those sorted out, don't invest your money and time into it. First, get them sorted so that you can actually start making progress in those areas.
all right. So now coming back to the roadmap to starting strong into the Agentforce. To make sure that all of these red flags that we have just described over here, you don't fall for these red flags, or you don't face these red flags. We have designed a program that is going to help you and your business and businesses like yours, which is called as Agentforce Activation Program. In this program, we at Cyntexa are helping people get started with their Agentforce journey, and not just get started with their Agentforce journey, but to build real impact with the AI and Agentforce that they should be building, or that they should be creating. So let me explain you what exactly, or how exactly is this Agentforce Activation Program is structured. So it's divided into three parts, right? Number one is the AI Agent Proof of Concept program, in which the first thing and the foremost thing that we try to do is We build the POC, because what is I mean, talking about stories or building castles on the cloud is something that is going on for a very long time into the AI space for now. But that is something that we try to avoid, and build real use cases or build real POCs, working POCs, which the stakeholders or the people who want to get this thing done can look into and figure out that what exactly is going to be the impact of the same. And until unless you cannot figure out that what impact this particular like this particular use case of AI is going to have into your organization, anything that you do is just purely an experiment, not a not a real investment, I would say, right? If you really want to make clear investments, where you also want to make sure that whatever you are investing into is going to generate some ROI and towards the growth of your organization and towards the betterment of your organization, then in that case, real practical things are the like real practical measurable things are something is something that one needs to build, and that's exactly what we do as our first step into this Agentforce activation program of building the right POCs whose impact whose impact is also measurable. And then the next step into this Agentforce activation program is the pilot activation program, in which we whatever use case or whatever thing that we have developed, we just try to make it live, not like full live into the production, but as a pilot, either a small part of it to see the impact, or into a sandbox environment or something like that, where it is not impacting the real business that you are that like real environment of the real org that you're executing your business into. So we deploy that into it, and we test it, and we figure it out that whether it is generating the impact that we expected it to produce or not, and if there are any tweaks required, or if there are any changes required, then how to execute the same. And once we are satisfied with the same, then we move on to the third step, which is the final step of this Agentforce activation program, which is the activation program, in which we just activate it into your production org and make it live for your users, where your users can get the benefit of the same and make yourself Agentforce or AI ready. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to add?
Just the last piece, like, when we do the final activation, we ensure all the governance and compliances are being met. That is something that I wanted to just highlight.
And that's a most important thing to highlight. All right. Now comes the your post-Dreamforce action plan. So what exactly is that going to look? And by the way, we are going to be there in Dreamforce. So if you see us around in Dreamforce, don't shy away. Please make sure to hit us, not with anything else that it is happening in California. But okay. I mean, just come to us and say hi. We would love to talk to you and talk to you about anything and everything, be it related to the weather of California, or whatever is happening into your org, or into your business, or into the government. So if you see us around in Dreamforce, make sure to catch up.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
We would love to do. All right. So if we talk about prioritize, like, so if you are coming from Dreamforce, you need to prioritize, like, you don't need to be, high on the new announcements and new capabilities that they have just announced. You need to identify, okay, can I use this capability in my business in the next 90 days? You need to work towards that. You need to cut through the noise, and you need to focus on how can I use it, whether it will benefit me or not. If you feel that, then you need to work towards, okay, how it can do that. What are the use cases where it can help me out? You need to work towards that. You need to define those use cases itself only. And they are not just experiments, but they are actual use cases where you are betting your, businesses, you are actually betting your investment plan into. And then you need to attach them to the KPIs. Like, if we do this, I'm looking at the customer, the case resolution time will be reduced from 7 days to 3 days. Whatever the things that you have identified, you need to work towards those KPIs. And then once you have done that, you need to enforce, like, I want these results in 3 months. I want these results in 6 months.
No,
after
max
going
3
live.
months.
Yeah.
Max 3 months. I don't think you should be expecting any result for 6 months. I think any pilot thing that you would want to make it live can happen in 3 months.
It can happen.
If you because if you're going to make anything past 3 months or for 6 months, then the underlying platform itself might change, and the capabilities that you could explore could be evolved. So I think taking anything more than 3 months
is fine.
is too much.
Yeah, 3 months is fine.
Is fine, not more than that.
Yeah. All right. So if I look about, like you need to rewire how you prioritize. So like we have kind of covered all of these points. So like you need to check whether AI agent can solve that. The second is whether I have the right data and can I use it. Not only have I have the right data. It's important to see like can I use it from governance and compliance and from your uh, board perspective itself. When you need to look that, and then you need to make sure you have the workflow that the AI needs to execute on, you have that mapped out. Because if you yourself wouldn't know how to get the result, then you cannot expect the AI to give you the result. Lastly, you need to make sure like no human needed score to make sure like whether that particular use case can run without humans itself only. So you need to make sure of that as well. So all of these points we have kind of covered earlier as well. Then we have the build the first agent performance layer. So you need to make sure whether the task that you have defined is being met or not, and whether you are getting some success in that. The next is whether the task that you had defined and the things that is being delivered, that is being kind of completed, is getting completed how many times without a human. You need to work towards that, and then you need to see how many times it kind of deviates from what you have defined to what it actually did. Like it definitely provided you the response, but how much it deviated from the steps that you had defined. So you need to track of that as well. And you need to make sure you are setting up the safety rules like the guardrails, the access controls, and all the other things to ensure whether each and everything is working accordingly and in a environment where you are safe and secure, and you are being compliant and you are ensuring that by keeping a track of it on a regular basis, whether it's weekly, monthly, it's up to you, but you need to keep a track of those as well. uh, Lastly, I think.
So the real question isn't if agents will modernize your business or not. It's how soon you're ready to let them modernize your business. I think that's more about it, right? And then now let's talk about the shape the future of workflows with Agentforce and Cyntexa. So here are some points that you can look into: pilot to scale blueprint, cross cloud synergies, trust first implementation, so much jargon, outcome linked pilots, adaptive integration with my MuleSoft, agent experience by design, strategic governance playbooks. Don't worry, don't just get lost with all of this jargon. You can trust us with all of your Agentforce and AI related activities. We're trying our best and building our best of the capabilities to get these things delivered to our clients the best way possible.
And just to add on to that, we have something that we call as Agentforce readiness assessment as well. So if you are looking for that, like you're saying, like we are not sure whether we are there at the activation phase or not. If you want us to kind of help you understand whether you are ready for Agentforce or not, we have a Agentforce readiness assessment program. You can reach out to us and we will help you out in that as well.
All right, and there's a quote: "The winners won't be those who launch the most agents, but those who can trust them at scale."
And that is actually true.
So yeah, be one. All right, now it's time for Q&As. There are Q&As. Where are they?
Can we zoom it a little bit?
Hasn't it happened for you that everyone talks about AI and agents, but no one talks about the data? And where are they going to get it from? Is the client ready? Some of them are not, but most of them are trying to figure that out. I think that's exactly where things
Yeah.
are going on, and Data Cloud is also helping them to
Be ready with both of things.
be ready with both of the things. Any more questions we have? All right, that's the only one. All right, now let's show the thank you side. Thank you so much for being part of this webinar. We thoroughly enjoyed having a chat with each other and, of course, demonstrating the things to you. If you have any questions or any more things to ask or talk about, please make sure to write down the comment, give it a like, and share it with someone who might need it, and spread the word about it. Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
in the
guys.
next one.
Yeah. And maybe in San Francisco at
In
Dreamforce.
Dreamforce. All right, see you then. Bye bye.
Bye bye.